LillyPops, thank you so much for tuning back into my channel. If this is your first time here, the gal is so happy to have you. On this channel, we make inexpensive DIYs to care for natural hair. Caring not only meaning growing in terms of, actually we're gonna get into that in a few moments, but overall maintaining the health of this hair. Today we're doing pre-poo and chill, where I'm going to be applying my ginger and aloe pre-poo treatment to my hair to prep for wash day, and then walking you all through my initial thoughts when I was going into getting this Deva Cut, how I felt about my experience, especially considering this was the first time that I ever let a stylist that does not identify as the same race as me come near my head. And then we're getting into that one-to-one comparison of my hair length now versus what my hair length was just a week ago. So if you want to see more, my LillyPops pop off. What's poppin', my LillyPops? Thanks for making it. As I said, I'm going to be using my ginger and aloe pre-poo treatment and just showing you guys how I apply that to prep for wash day. I got that hammer on me, just kidding. I got a new spray bottle. Ooh. Okay, I'm childish at times. This new spray bottle, all you have to do is just spray it. Hold on, look at this. Hold on. All of that, wow. Okay, so I got this new spray bottle. I just apply water to my hair to make sure, you know, that it's a little damp. And then I just go in and I'm gonna apply the pre-poo treatment section by section. Okay, so I took my glasses off because that glare was blowing mine. So I dampened my hair and I'm just going to go in with my pre-poo treatment and apply it to each section. So I've sectioned off a little piece right here. So why did I get the Deva Cut? So if you've seen my previous videos, if you're watching them, just kidding, because people are new all of the time. But I disclosed in one of my videos that, well, actually a few of my videos, because I couldn't let it go, that I got heat damage after getting my hair flat ironed at a natural hair salon in Washington, DC. And ultimately, the way that I decided to remedy that heat damage was to ultimately let the heat damaged hair grow out, and then I would just make sure that I'm staying on top of my quarterly trims and eventually just trim the heat damage hair off. And honestly, that's easier said than done, because we all know that, like, once your attention is brought to something, sometimes it's very hard to unsee it. And one of the things that I will say is, after I noticed the heat damage, I felt like in my hair's natural state, like if I was to just get out the shower, you know, maybe apply like a leave-in conditioner and let my hair air dry and wear it like that, I didn't necessarily see the heat damage. Where I was really seeing it though is when I'm doing like defined twist outs, it was very apparent where the straight hair was. So I didn't like that, and ultimately, literally, I decided to get a Deva Cut. I thought on it for 3 days, and then after that I was like, my trigger finger itching, okay? So I found a reputable salon in the Washington DC area, and there's this one stylist named Vicky who I actually showed in the Deva Cut salon visit video that I posted last week. Basically, Vicky is like really a raved about stylist for doing Deva Cuts, and she knows how to handle black hair. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to cut this heat damage out. I didn't like the shape of my hair. When I was wearing my hair out, it wasn't formed. Like, you ever seen like that people with like afros and their hair is like uniformly shaped, even if they were to wear like a braid out, a twist out, a wash and go. It's just that the hair has a shape, and my hair was not like that. Sometimes it would look limp. If it was having some volume and standing upwards, I still felt like it just didn't give me that oomph. So honestly, I'm like, okay, well, here we go. Shape and heat damage, that's all the reason I need, let's go. So I got the Deva Cut. So that moves us on to the fact that my stylist does not identify as black, which I identify as. And before people get into the, or if it even crosses your mind, like, why should race matter? Because like a cosmetologist is a cosmetologist. The expectation is that they will all be trained to care for hair properly. In theory, yes. Everyone under the sun that graduates a cosmetology school will be able to care for any type of hair in theory, but realistically, it's one thing to have that expectation, but another thing to actually see it being done. And it's just not something that I've seen done in my upbringing. I'm sorry. I didn't grow up going to a hairstylist that was not black. So it just never crossed my mind to do that. But I took the chance on Vicky because I saw the reviews. I was able to see her actual work on other people's YouTube videos, and I was like, okay, I can get jiggy with this. And honestly, I'm past the point of just thinking that someone is qualified based on their race and thinking like, oh, they have the same hair as me, so they'll understand what I need. I feel like in the past that hasn't always worked for me, so why not go out on a stretch and see what happens? And that's what I did. And honestly, I like Vicky's work. Thorough consultation. I don't think I've ever been to a salon where I didn't actually book a separate consultation and the stylist just initially went into having a consultation with me and actually allowing me to voice my opinions on what my hair was struggling with, what my goals were, and ultimately what my expectations were for her. And even after I told her something, like I said, okay, I want shade, she went back again. So what you're telling me is that, like, Vicky was on point. Vicky made sure that I wasn't going to leave that salon saying that I told her one thing, she did another. And I can appreciate people that work in that way, because you want to make sure the customer is satisfied and you want to make sure that you're properly interpreting what they're saying. And so that's what Vicky did, and she achieved the shape for me. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I first saw the haircut, I almost fainted. And the reason I almost fainted is because it looked very short to me. And I'll insert a picture right now. So yes, this is what my hair looked like. And in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, I watched Vicky cut the hair. I was in line with everything that she was doing, but then we got to the end and now I have a taper cut. But what I needed to remind myself of was that my hair experiences like next level shrinkage, honestly, like next level shrinkage. You would never know that I had a certain length of hair if you looked at my hair. And even Vicky herself said that when she was like stretching out my hair and actually seeing the length like prior to cutting, she was like, your hair doesn't look like, you know, it's this length. And I was just like, I know. So when I first saw the cut, I just knew that I had a tapered cut. And so I was nervous. But I kept myself together. I centered myself. Girl, calm down, take it easy. And as soon as I got home, I just used my pick to pick out my hair to my desired volume, and voila, I had what I was able to show you guys in the last clip of my last video. So to wrap this up, I know you guys want to know, like, okay girl, come on, what's the length now? And see that I left this back out to show you guys, because the previous clip that I have is me stretching it from the back. So just so that we have the actual comparison from that, I'm going to stretch the back again. So I'm gonna grab a little good amount of hair. Guys, this is my hair right now, and even look, some of it is popping up. This is my hair, which I don't think is too far off. It's like right here. I was a little longer beforehand, but you guys tell me. Low-key, I feel like there's not much of a difference, to tell you the truth. From the side, although I don't have a previous clip of that, this is it. Here we are now. So yeah guys, so yeah, LillyPops, I'm all done applying my Pre-Poo. I just go in and put the excess onto my hair. go do some things around the house. I let this sit for like 30 to 40 minutes depending on what I'm doing. Wash it out, then go into my normal wash day. Tell me what you guys think. Would you do a Deva cut? Would you have waited it out and just grown out the heat damage? Does length mean that much to you? Does it actually mean that much to you? People try to make it seem like, you know, length is very shallow, but we all have hair goals, and the reality is that some people have the optimal level of like health when it comes to their hair, or their hair is thick enough, and so their goal is to grow their hair in terms of length downwards, and that's okay. So let me know what your goals are for your hair, even if you aren't relaxed, and ultimately what you would have done if you were in my situation. My LillyPops pop off.